What's going on, yo? You better send this link out and we'll go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second. All right, bam. What's going on, yo? I better run it like that. So it's definitely an interesting night last night. We're gonna go over that in just a second. Yeah, so London's about to start. So we're about to see how this pops off. What's going on, y'all? All right, London session just started. What's going on, yo? What's going on? Yeah, so interesting stuff went down last night. So I didn't take any trades last night. The main reason why I didn't take any trades was, again, for a few reasons. One, yesterday had a bunch of bank holidays, and it's the beginning of a new month, so volume was very slow yesterday. Only took 2 trades yesterday. And then also, on top of that, we had some Australian news. So we had Euro holiday, GP holiday, CHF holiday, and then we had Australian news coming up. So I decided to just stay away from it and wait till London session, see what went down. Main reason was, before this event happened, we was at a sweet spot where we could either see the trend continue or we could see a possible reversal. And as you can see, this thing literally dropped zone to zone due to the news. So this is already a nice looking candlestick, and the day hasn't even really started yet. Like, that was just one session. So I am anticipating some retracements, but it could, again, it is, I don't even know what to call it, like the first week of the month, so a bunch of reports, so we could see some abnormalities than usual, especially this at the beginning of the week. I mean, the first week and the last week of the month, we can always expect that. But the way it's looking now, I am going to be anticipating sales. Now, we do have another Australian news event at 7:20 a.m. before the news. So that is something to keep in mind. So we're either going to see price continue to tank, or we're going to see some retracements before the tank. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And then we also have some Euro news in a couple hours. Then, of course, at 10 a.m., we got Joel's job openings. And then later on tonight, when market reopens, we got New Zealand news. It's a Japanese holiday today. So, yeah, we already anticipated how this news going to go. Those that have been here for at least a week, we went over this on Thursday and Friday last week. We also went over all this yesterday on Monday's stream. So, yeah, this is definitely one of the tougher weeks to trade, but it's part of the game. We can still catch some opportunities. You just, again, have to understand what you're looking at. You got to know how to read the charts. And we're going to go over that in a little bit. But first, we're going to just look at the charts really quick. So I'm not against entering anything, but again, with the first week, you have to really understand what's going on and what you're doing. All right. You, like always, you have to stay cool, calm, and collected at all times. because you can't make any sound decisions when you're being emotional or you're putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. But yeah, there was huge drops during the Tokyo session, especially with the AUD pairs. You know, we're talking about AUD news. The New Zealand pairs tanked too. The AUD pairs ripped as well. Like, look at this huge candlestick. This is just a 4-hour candlestick. It looks like a daily candlestick, but it's just a 4-hour time frame. So I'd like to see some retracements happen, but again, it could not do that till later on this week. But regardless, the way it's looking now, we're going to be looking for sells because we have broken the lows. I mean, broken the previous lows and the highs. We obviously aren't making any new highs, but we are on top of this level of traffic. So again, we can see a possible retracement up. But for now, I am going to anticipate sell, especially if we can hold below these two levels here. So we want to see how price reacts to these levels. But I kind of want to look at, I want to pay attention more to the New Zealand pairs than that right now. So I'm looking at the indices and stuff. I already looked at those before the stream started. I'm not really at a good entry, so I'm just going to leave them alone for now. All right, the price is trying to continue to push down. Like I said, I'm not against going for a sell. One, because I know what I'm risking. I'm okay with what I'm risking. And two, I understand the situation I'm putting myself in. By that, again, when you enter a trade, you got to think of all possibilities. It's like chess. Before you make a move on chess, you got to think, if I move this pawn, if I move this rook here, this bishop, what can happen? Can he take out this? Can he take out that? Or she, whoever you're playing against. Is my queen exposed? Can they move their queen here? You know, you got to think 3 steps ahead. It's the same thing with trading. All right. And that's why a lot of people get messed up because they just enter a trade, but they don't either fully think things through or they only are willing to accept the good consequences, but not the bad ones. All right. And we're going to go over a good example of that because we had a perfect example of that yesterday. But again, we see price breaking down below here. So we're going to keep an eye on that. GA is still trying to push down as well. Gold's kind of just been ranging ever since last month. It almost broke the all-time highs, and of course, those I was here, we went over that. Was like, we can most likely not see that happening because, again, just thinking logically, why would they want to break the all-time high on gold? They might do it eventually, but they're not going to make it that easy, especially the uptrend we're in. It was very obvious that we weren't going to hit that anytime soon. They tried a few times, but as you can see, now we're stuck in this level of traffic. So it's going to be interesting. This week, I want to see this level of traffic get broken out of. While I'm talking about that, let me put it up on the screen. And I see the comments. I'm going to catch up to the comments in a second. All right, so I do see your comments. Just patiently wait. I got y'all. But as you can see, we are showing bearish momentum, but we're very choppy and wicky on the daily time frame. We've been playing around with these levels. Those that know, I've been talking about 2006 for the past, well, last month really, but past few weeks for sure. But that's why we're leaving it alone. It's kind of like medium movers did go for a sell on this. So we went 1-1 yesterday. Went for a sell. Those that was on yesterday's live, we was waiting for the drop here. Price broke. We entered. Reversed back. Got whipped out. Of course, I talked about 2006 before I hopped off the live. But with the members, I also broke this down. I was like, all right. Well, before we even took this trade into chart analysis for Sunday night, and then on the live yesterday, I broke this down. I was like, we can look for a sell here. But if it reverses back, we can look for sells unless price breaks above 2006. Price literally hit 2006 right here. It's 2006. Literally touched it. Then what happened? Then it tanked to the downside. So we took an L here, but we made it back and more if, well, I did. I don't know if the members jumped in on this as well, but I did go over this before the move happened. And if they went in with me, could have made that all back. So that's why it's important to not get upset or always understand why a trade went your way or didn't go your way. Also know all the possibilities, all right? Because you can miss out on money if you don't understand what's going on the charts, all right? And again, sometimes You're going to lose trades, but again, you got to understand why you lost the trade. Did you stick to your rules? Did I stick to my rules? Yes. Those that was on yesterday's stream. We waited literally the entire stream to see if this was going to break. It broke finally. Then it rejected, which happens. Either rejects or breaks through. That's normal. Since rejected, what happened? I analyzed, saw what happened, did my analysis. Okay, if it breaks 2006, then we can see possibly the reversal. But if it holds that level as resistance, we can see a drop. As you can see, I have this here. But this was my second. So I just put two positions, but that's not too confusing anymore. I'll go over that with the members or something if they have questions about that. But I did enter here, but I took a second position here. But again, I'm not going to try to confuse anyone. But we're leaving gold alone for right now because as we can see, it's in between the zone. So we're going to leave that alone. But we do got news for that at 10 a.m. Then SPX, same thing, kind of ranging. I was looking for a buy here, but I didn't like the setup. And sure enough, it did reject to the downside. So we didn't go for that buy. I was going to look for a buy setup here, but it did not pull through yesterday. Since my rules weren't met, we just left it alone. So went 1-1 yesterday, but ended April. Y'all see it on the screen. Let me go pull it back up. Ended April 14-1. Well, no, we ended last week 14-1, not April. We'll go over how we ended April in a second. But we're going to go back to GM. Make sure we're not missing anything because a new 500 just started. So you see how it's working these levels. You see while we wait for these levels, you already see how it's chilling on top of these levels and it's wicking these levels here. So I'm going to see if we can break this level, but we're not against the retracement because again, it did a pretty big drop during Tokyo session. Like this is a huge candlestick. It went zone to zone already last night. And the reason why I didn't go for a sell in here was because when market reopened, it wasn't at a good level. I was waiting for a retracement, never retraced. And then literally this drop happened like 2 hours ago for the next possible position, but I was asleep. So, you know, you're going to miss some when you're asleep. So we're going to wait for the next position or retracement like usual. What's going on, Sparky? What's going on, Fitmon? I'm doing good. How about you? How you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, so we're going to be just chilling. Again, pretty much like yesterday, we understand the conditions of the markets right now. So we got to be even more patient than usual. So again, we don't control the markets. And there's a lot of news going on. And again, the first week and the last week are always the toughest. All right. Sometimes the last week's pretty smooth, but the first week's always the toughest. And you add a bunch of bank holidays, it just makes it a little bit rougher. But, you know, it is what it is. It's part of the game. You know, not every day it's going to be super easy trading. But as long as you stick to your rules and consistently stick to your rules, consistently risk the same amount, you're going to be up in the long term. Okay. And those that watch Friday's stream, we went over that in depth. Okay. But we'll probably go over that again, a shorter version later on this stream, depending on what pops off. But yeah, we're just chilling right now. I might update my levels on gold because there's a bunch of like mini levels we could possibly trade off of. But I think I might just keep these levels because the levels I have marked out pretty good. But there is a slight method level we could possibly trade off. But I think I'm going to ignore that for now. Yeah, so we're just going to see if gold can drop and break that level. We're going to watch GN here. Again, I would like to see a retracement. Whoops. I'd rather see a retracement to enter here, but if it breaks this and we see a nice retest and it holds this level, I won't be against entering. So we'll see what happens. For the most part, ain't too much right now. We want to see what happens in a few candlesticks, but we want to pay attention to GN It's a Japanese holiday, so we're going to leave the JPY pairs alone. AD pairs. I want to see a retracement because we just had some news that caused price to tank, and then we have some more news in a few hours. So we either want to see a gigantic red candlestick, or I'd like to see a retracement before it continues to dump. And that's what I'd like to see, or because it is at a sweet spot. Well, let me pull it back up. I don't want other screen. It is also at a nice sweet spot. Let's go on the naked chart. We're saying naked, but it is what it is. This is from one of my one-on-one sessions, but it'll still work. Just ignore the yellow lines. So, well, we can just move this. No, we're going to delete that. So we're at this sweet spot right here where we can't possibly see the uptrend continue depending on how it reacts to this level here. If it continues to tank down, then we could see a reversal happen. But again, we have some news coming up in a few hours for this. So depending on how that pops off, we could possibly see a new high be made, or we're going to see the possible start of a reversal and downtrend. A few other things we got to look at is, again, like I always say, look to the left. It's going to explain what's happening in the present, what's potentially going to happen in the future. All I'm going to do is just put a line where these wicks are. I don't know if I'll put it. I'm going to put it where this body is at, and then I'll put it where this wick's at. Right. Then we look to the left. What do we see here? We see levels of price, and we see this level of traffic right below where these wicks are. Okay, all I did was mark out the highest points of where price was at before the reversal, went to the left, and now we can kind of see what happened. Right, we see a strong support resistance level here. Right, we see price when it hit this level. This was all the way 2 years ago, May 2020. Hit the same level, reversed, then it broke below the same exact level. Treat that level from support to resistance. You see the same thing here, resistance, broke above, turn to support. Right, now let's go back. I said 2 years, 3 years. It's 2023 now. I'm lagging. But anyways, then we see the same thing here. This level being treated like resistance. Hit this level when it was bullish, because again, we're on the daily time frame. Price was bullish. Hit this level, rejected. We're not even paying attention to these bolting. We're just talking about these two up here. Came back up, hit this level, rejected. Huge downtrend, right? Boom. Come back up. Just notice how this level is getting treated the same still as well. This was all the way in 2018. This was all the way in 2014. This was all the way in 2009. So literally for over a decade, price doing the same thing over and over again. Now go back to the present time. Again, the same level, reacting the same way. This was all the way in August 2021, July 2021. So again, price always repeats itself. There's always going to be hints on what price can potentially do. You just got to take your time and just look and observe, back test. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be hints. So that's what could possibly happen. So we're just going to be chilling. All right. I'm usually aggressive with entry. Well, not super aggressive, but there's a time and place for that. Sure enough, we can see price hitting this level, doing a repeat of what happened last time price hit this level. You see the rejection, which is why we were waiting to see if price could break that level. Now we see price is currently chilling right above this level. So if it wants to retrace up, that's completely fine. We're going to look for sells regardless, unless price breaks back above this level here, where we were going for buys in the past. All right, was riding this entire uptrend up. So if the reversal happens, we're going to ride the wave down. That's what we do. You just want to patiently wait for the confirmations so you can determine direction price is going, so you can ride the wave. All right, we're simply a leaf in the current, a surfer in the ocean. Surfers don't go against the wave. They patiently wait. I mean, I used to live in Cali. Let me tell you something. Them boys, some girls too, but many guys, at least what I saw, they're literally out there year round, 24/7 in that water. No, at least the side I was on like the Santa Monica, Malibu side. They're in that water every day, and they'll sit there and wait, patiently wait for that perfect wave, that perfect setup. It's the same thing with trading. You sit in the waters, waiting for that perfect wave, that perfect setup to get on our boat and get on our board and ride the wave and enjoy ourselves. What happens when you go against the wave? You get wiped out. Same thing with trading. You go against the trend, you're gonna get wiped out. You're gonna get wiped out. But if you patiently wait and you go with the wave, with the trend, you have a higher chance of success, right? Same thing with surfing. Just because you wait for that wave, you hop on and ride the wave, doesn't mean you're gonna have a good time. Sometimes you're gonna wipe out regardless. But if you do wait, you have a higher chance of success. It's the same thing. So yeah, we're just gonna be patiently waiting on this right here. Looking at other pairs, but again, like I said, we already know what's going on this week. So we're just gonna be chilling for the most part till our rules are met. All right, but you see on your screen, those are just joining. We're not in anything yet. We're just looking at the charts, going over a few things. But you see on your screen how we did last week. Hit that first in the description, join the free Telegram. You're going to see that for yourself. Ended last week, ended in month 14. What did I say? 14 or what? Let me pull the screen back up. Yeah, I like that. I like that energy, Sparky. I'm not leaving anything behind. Facts. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the charts too. And usually I get out. Well, let me not say that. Usually I stop looking for setups at 10. I'll still hold trades, but usually I stop. But because of the news events and stuff, I might be on the charts a little bit longer than usual, just to try to look for some setups. Because there's probably gonna be some good setups after 10. Looking at Wednesday, members, we are gonna go live tomorrow though. We're gonna go live for ADP, so you already know. We're gonna go live for ADP. Thursday, we might go live. Yeah, we're gonna go live tomorrow. And then we're either gonna go live, I'll let you know, either Friday or Thursday as well. And by I'm talking about the members. Because New York session lives are strictly for the members. Anything outside of London is strictly members. But yeah, we're just chilling right now. What's going on, Successful? What's going on, Leroy? I see you in here. Yeah, I like this energy. That's how I'm feeling too. It's a new month. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all in here. It's a new month. I'm gonna start it off right. All right. Let's make sure first of all, we had a weekend. We had the weekend. We had yesterday. I already sent a message out to the members and course members, but those that aren't, I think I'm about to post something on my YouTube community post as well, which is like basically like kind of like Twitter for YouTube, I guess. But definitely, if you didn't, just look at your history for last month and reflect on that. All right, make sure you're not making the same mistakes. Make sure you're improving, because you know what I'm saying. L's are part of the game, but they can be either losses or lessons. Whether that sounds cheesy or not, it's facts. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what you don't know, but once you do know it, it's up to you to do something about it. A lot of people just be letting the markets and life just hit them, but you gotta adjust. You know what I'm saying? You just can't keep letting the same stuff happen, right? You gotta identify the problem, know why it's a problem, why it keeps happening, and then nip it in the bud. So the sooner you nip it in the bud, the sooner you can move on and improve on trading. You know what I'm saying? Now, members, you already know the story because I say it all the time, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no different from any of y'all. I was in the IMLs before, been there, done that. Did I do any recruiting? No, but I was in it. Been there, done that. Left, had another mentor. He wasn't really trying to teach, so I left. And then, I tried to learn my own. But of course, like most people, we're so worried about trying to make money instead of taking the time to actually learn. So we end up losing more money. So after failing a bunch of funders, after blowing a bunch of accounts, I'm talking about like, I failed. I remember I was just going stupid. Like I was like, my entire paychecks, I was working 2 jobs at the time. And like literally like, and so I had to set up like every week I was getting paid. Like it was like the cycle was perfect. I was getting paid every 2 weeks, but like the 2 weeks, the way it was set up was 2 weeks would be this week, and then literally, so it was like every week I was getting a paycheck because it would be 2 weeks this week, then the next week would be 2 weeks at my other job, and then, it just kind of repeating. So like, yeah, it was nice. So like, I was getting paid like every week, and I was doing other stuff on the side, but that's besides the point. But most of my money was going into my accounts and trying to pass funded accounts. I'm talking about I failed, and some of my friends and homies know about this. People, especially people I used to work with. Well, not everyone, but some people that knew I was trading at my jobs, they knew about this. Man, I failed. Like I think my record was either 3 or 4 challenges I failed in a week. I'm talking about not live accounts. I'm talking about phase ones, just violating. Would violate. Dang. All right, let me buy another one. The next day, 2 days later, would blow that account, violate, get another one the next day, if not the same night, violate. Just kept on doing it over and over. And next week I'm gonna do it again. 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 I kept doing it again, but the only thing I wasn't doing was improving and learning from my mistakes. Instead, I was like, dang, I'll do another account. All right, let's try again. But it wasn't why did I blow the account? How did I blow the account? It was just dang, I blew the account. Let me put more money in the account. Let me put more money. Let me buy another challenge. Let me buy another challenge. That does nothing. That does nothing for you besides pay them people. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But if you take the time, like I did, I don't know what it was, but it was one week. I think it was that week where I felt like 4 challenges, and then like I almost blew my account. Like I over marginalized. I didn't blow my account, but I over marginalized. I got taken out the trade, and then after I did that, after I got taken out, price ended up going my way. So I lost all that money when I could have made. And the worst part about this, I'm not even BSing. As soon as I got taken out the trade, the next candlestick, price pumped in my direction. It continued to pump and passed all my TPs. But because I added extra entries and over leveraged, like every time I was in drawdown, it just kept dropping. I was like, okay, I'm gonna add another position. Kept dropping. Okay, let me add another position. Let me add another position. Why? Because I was just doing stuff. I wasn't looking. I wasn't thinking. I was just like, it's gonna have to come up eventually. So I'm just gonna keep adding positions while I'm in drawdown. That way, when it pumps up, I'm gonna be blue. But it just kept going down. I ended up over marginalizing, and then literally the next candlestick price pumped in my direction. I would have been out of drawdown, hit all my TPs, all that stuff. So after that last time, that was the final straw. And I was like, I took the rest of the money on my account, and I was like, I'm not trading on a live account until I figure this shit out. And again, I was talking to my homegirl at the time. I told her this shit. I don't know if it was on my phone or over in person, but I remember telling her, I was like, yo, like, I'm going to figure this shit out. And literally, after I said that shit, guess what I did? I figured that shit out. But it wasn't me manifest. Well, I didn't manifest it, but it wasn't me just like just waking up one day. I figured this shit. I literally put the work in. I'm talking about. Obviously, you don't got to go this hard because that's why I'm here. But I learned this all on my own. So I literally was. This is all I did. I stopped playing video games. Well, I've been stopped playing video games before this point. But I stopped playing video games. I stopped, watching TV. I stopped watching anime. All I did was work. While I was at work, I was looking at the charts, practicing on demos. While I was off work, that's all I did. I was on YouTube or looking at the charts. When I was in trades, I was staring at the charts. Literally, while I was in a trade, I'm just staring at the chart, seeing how price is moving, switching time frames, seeing how each candlestick looks on different time frames while I'm in a trade, looking at how the market structure looks on different time frames. And then after like doing this daily for hours, I finally started to notice some things. I was like, wait a second. I've seen this before. I've seen this pattern before. I've seen this before. This looks like I've seen this before. Then I started, back testing, started putting lines on my screens like y'all see now. Then things started clicking. And then I practiced the strategy on the demo for like 2 months. After literally some consistent results after 2 months practicing the strategy on a demo, here we are now, a year later. You know what I'm saying? But why? Because I finally locked in and put some energy into and some effort in learning. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes. It's very simple. And again, it's not going to be that hard for most of y'all because, again, all the resources, especially the members, literally all the resources are right in your face in your phone. You just have to take the time to digest it. Speaking of which, Buddy never responded in the group chat. He hasn't opened the group chat either. So I wonder if he hasn't on the charts or something. He hasn't read the message either. Oh well, it's there. Other people looked at it. Oh well, it's there when he's back on Telegram. My bad, y'all. I'm in the group chat. I was trying to look at something. But yeah, that's a true story. That's a true story. And I think in one of my videos I showed like literally screenshots of like at least like 3 or 4 emails of them telling me like how I violated. And I forgot I missed the part. No. Okay, so I kind of messed the story up. So what happened on my live account did happen. But before that, the same week, I did pass a live account. I did pass a funded account challenge. I did pass a prop firm challenge. Both phases. Had my live account, right? This happened the same week or the same month. I can't remember. It was a year ago. Well, yeah, about a year ago now. But I did pass. Literally, I was a week away because, after you pass, you have to be consistent for a month without violating. I literally had a week left before my first payout. I don't remember if I got greedy or what. Probably was greed. But I lost my profit. And I was like, dang, I'm literally a week away from a payout. I don't want to make nothing. So I tried to, of course, like most people, make it back, revenge trade. Ended up blowing the account, losing the account. So on top of that, and then what happened on my live account, because I kept on adding positions and over marginalized, that's when I was like, okay, enough's enough. You know what I'm saying? But it was definitely worth it. It was definitely, I don't want to say I regret anything. I could have made things a lot easier, but sometimes you got to learn the hard way. And eventually I did learn, but things could have been a lot easier on my end. But again, like most people, I was rushing the process. I was so worried about trying to make money, trying to make this, trying to make that, trying to pass an account, this, that, and the third. But I know it sounds pretty obvious, but again, most people don't think about it. How are you gonna do that if you don't know what the fuck you're doing? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna do that if you don't know what you're doing? So that's why with the members, just I'll be stressing so much. Reading the charts, I'll be stressing so much. Don't try to rely on indicators. It's okay to use them as a tool, but you should not be basing your sole decision on you enter a trade or not based on an indicator. Or you should not be looking at a chart and being like, you're not even looking, because a lot of people, they don't even look at candlesticks anymore. They're just looking to see if this color line is crossing this line and it's doing a loop-de-loop and pull or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, and that's the issue. Now, if you're doing your analysis and stuff and you're just using it as an extra tool, that's cool. But if your whole strategy, like I've seen a lot of these, especially I don't want to call people up. So I don't have time for that because internet people are weird. But I see a lot of people, and they don't even be trying to teach you how to trade. They just be like, look, this indicator, bro, this indicator, this indicator, this bot, this bot, this bot. I'm like, bro, that thing, like, that's a short term thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not learning anything with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's literally people not even trying to teach you how to trade. They're just trying to sell an indicator or a bot. And I'm like, bro, like, it doesn't take that long to learn. Like, because Forex, I don't know why people don't think of Forex like they'll think of college or a trade. You don't go into a trade school to become, an electrician or a plumber or whatever and think, my first week I'm gonna be out there, I'm gonna be making money, I'm gonna be fixing pipes, I'm gonna be fixing ACs, whatever, HVAC, whatever trade. You don't think in a week you're gonna have all your certs and you're gonna be able to do the job, right? It's gonna take a few months, 6 months. How long a trade take? I don't know. I'm not in a trade, but I know it takes like 6 months to a year. So it takes 6 months to a year to learn a skill. And in college, they like to tell you it takes X amount, but in reality, it doesn't take that long because you're taking a bunch of other classes that have nothing to do with your major. But that's a whole nother topic. But the point is, any skill, if it's really a skill, you're not going to learn or master it in a week. So if you're not even putting effort to learn the skill, you're trying to find shortcuts all the time. What do you think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like this is a skill. You have to teach yourself how to do this. Like this, I don't know what people think this is. Like when you look at, you already know it's confusing. So if you know it's confusing, it's difficult. Why would you not take the time to learn it? You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't take that long. Like I don't care if you're brand new. If you apply yourself by this time next year, you can be in a whole different position. You know what I'm saying? But again, it just depends on how you apply yourself. We all got the same 24 hours. I get it. People work, people got family, children, whatever the case may be. Everybody got different circumstances. But I promise you, if you sit down, and this is what I do, because I used to make excuses too. But this is what I do. I literally said, if you sit down, and I think I told one of my students to do this the other day, but if you literally sit down and you write out what you do on a daily basis, Monday through Sunday or Sunday through Saturday, and you write down every hour of the day what you're doing, I guarantee there's at least 3 to 5 hours where you're goofing off that you could put towards learning this or taking care of other priorities. Because people always say they don't got time. You do have time. You're just choosing to spend that time to do something else. It's that simple. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But don't say you don't got time. You do got time. You just choose to use that time to do something else. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. But that's what I did. I used to be like, man, I don't have no time. I work 2 jobs. Man, I don't have no time to be on the charts. But I literally sat down, wrote out my daily schedule, and I figured out I was spending at least 4 hours of my day goofing off doing unproductive stuff. So what did I do with those 4 hours? Now, I'm not saying be on the charts for 4 hours, but I'm saying I adjusted my schedule or put into my schedule some time to, learn the craft. I was also doing some other stuff that I don't recommend, like at work, trading or work on the charts and all this other stuff. But even outside of work, you can ask anybody I know, which you can't because nobody knows me out here except a couple people. But that's all I did. I was even at parties, bro. Cup in my hand, phone in my other hand, in trades looking at charts. People like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking at Bitcoin. I'm looking at gold. They're like, you over here trading? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm at a lounge, got my phone out. Oh, you trading? I'm like, I'm not a trader, but I'm trying to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Literally anywhere I was at, didn't care. On the charts, trying to figure it out. Now again, I'm not saying be on the charts for 2 hours a day, but literally, if you take the same amount of time every day, whether that's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, you're going to see results. Nobody that's consistent at something doesn't improve. All right. And they tell you, if someone tells you otherwise, they're lying. They're lying. I've done all types of stuff, from sports to other. I've done all types of stuff. And I've seen the crappiest people that were not even athletic. I'm talking about even a track. I've seen people first day, first week conditioning, first day on the track, 2 laps in, they passing out from a jog, weren't even sprinting. Some people gave up. But I've seen some of those people that died and passed out. Well, not literally died, but passed out after 2 laps of jogging. They didn't give up. And shoot, by the time the first meet came, they weren't amazing, but they were definitely better than when they started. Why? Because again, you consistent, bro. Like, ain't nobody that's consistent at something not become good at that. Whether it's good or bad, whatever you're consistent at, you're gonna become good at that. If you consistently procrastinate, you're gonna be good at procrastinating. If you consistently make excuses, you're gonna be good at making excuses. If you consistently try, you're gonna eventually find results. So that's simple. But yeah, I get messages all the time. This ain't calling nobody out, nothing like that. But it's like, you do got time, bro. Like, I used to work 2 jobs, 14 to 16 hours a day. Now, obviously, it was kind of split up between 6 days. So like, there was 2 of those days that were not half days, but only worked 1 job. But I was working 6 days out the week, 2 jobs. Still found time. Only had Monday off fully, and I chose Monday so I could use that entire Monday to be on the charts and practicing and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can figure it out, bro. Like, you can figure it out. You figured out. I promise you figured out to do some shit that was not important. Whether that's to go outside, you figured out a way to go to the movies, buy some Chipotle. Y'all figured out ways to do a bunch of stuff. Y'all can figure out a way to apply and practice on the charts. Virginia's chilling right here. We're gonna look and see what these other pairs are up to. Gold started moving. I see the comments. I'm gonna catch you to the comments in a second. Yeah, prices ranging right now. Yeah, so I'm still aiming towards buys. Excuse me. Give me one second. I had to drink some water. Yeah, so looking at SPX, I wouldn't go for sales unless price breaks back below like 41.25. So anything above that, I'd be leaning towards buys still. But if it breaks back below 41.25, which would be this level here, Then we could possibly look at sells, but anything above that, maybe towards buys. I would like to see it stay above and respect 4160. If we can definitely hold above 4160, you can see the uptrend continue. But if we look to the left, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So yeah, if it breaks below those levels, then we possibly see a reversal. But if it holds above 4160, I'm gonna look for buys still. Long story short, guys, is that you're beginning the game. Go over the trades, win trades, lost trades. One thing you guys got to remember: price always repeats itself. That's a fact. That's actually one thing I learned. Actually, shout out to I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, that's one thing. That's one of the few things I learned involved in IML. But that's actually because there's always a few people in IMLs that actually try to help people, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of recruiting shit. But there was like one or two people that actually tried, but again, it just didn't work because again, it wasn't what I was trying to do. That would create experience for you and be more familiar with the chart, consistently go through the roof. That will be a point where the market should exactly. Like price does repeat itself. And that's what I was saying. Like when I was on the charts consistently daily, after like a week or two, I started to notice coincidences. And then, I started testing the theory out. And now here we are. I gotta add a level here. The same thing with US30. So US30 is at the strong level of traffic. Kind of the same thing. I won't really be looking for sales unless price. I don't really. You could see a short-term reverse down to around 33,830, 33,820. But it's just super choppy. So I probably won't even mess with this until it breaks above this level or moves from where it's currently at. To be honest, it's the beginning week. It's the first week. Got a bunch of news this week, a bunch of reports. NAS looks a lot cleaner. It's chilling on top of this level here. And so NAS looks a lot cleaner than US30. So I'm probably going to leave the US30 alone. Kind of did a similar move from SPX last night. Yeah, so I'm going to pay attention to NAS and SPX today. But yeah, as of now, price is just ranging. There's not too much of a surprise. Kind of saw that coming. Those are just from the stream. We didn't enter anything, but we haven't entered anything. Let's do that. We're just chilling right now. Yeah, the gold has just been super choppy. I want to see this choppiness end this week. It probably will, to be honest, with all these reports this week. I want to see it kind of get to moving today, though. So during New York, I kind of want to see it either break above or below those levels we've been looking at, so we can kind of get the ball rolling. But we do have a bunch of reports all week, and we have another Japanese holiday tomorrow as well, and Thursday. Does anybody know what's going on in Japan or wants to Google that? Let me know. That's 3 days in a row, which is interesting. Again, I don't really follow holidays. So if anybody know what's going down out there, let me know. But yeah, we're just chilling right now. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all should see it on your screens. Playmaker_Wiz Instagram, Playmaker_Wiz TikTok. All right, we just hit 700 followers on TikTok. Shout out to all y'all. Again, if you're following me on TikTok and it's not up picture of me. It's a picture of the logo. Make sure to follow the TikTok on the screen. All right, that's my backup account. Make sure to follow my main account. I got 500 people following my backup and 700 following my main. And I don't have my main account tagged on my backup. So I feel like it's safe to assume at least 200 or 300 of y'all ain't following my main. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm assuming. So do not, make sure to follow my main so I can go live on that. All right, I need 400 more followers to go live on that. We'll try to hit that this quarter, which is definitely possible. I just got to post more. It's literally it. All right, y'all. If y'all want to contact me directly, you can DM me on Instagram or on Telegram. Telegram first in the description. We're going to pull that up in a second because, you know what I'm saying, the charts are doing what they're doing right now. So we're going to talk about some other stuff. But yeah, we just see price chilling right now. Let's pull up GA. Actually, I got it on my other screen. Let me pull it up. But GA is doing the same thing. So is EA and EM. And again, if you don't understand why prices are so slow and choppy this week, all you got to go do is go to this website, Forex Factory. All right, you should check this website daily, especially before you enter any trades. Why? So you can see what's going on. Okay. Why is price so choppy? Why was price so slow yesterday? If you go on this website, you can see why it's so slow. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is all the euro currency, but we had a bunch of holidays yesterday. Then on top of that, it's a new month, new week. Then we had some red folder news, but this news event didn't really do too much yesterday. But this is why the markets were so slow and choppy. We had a bunch of bank holidays. So banks were closed, markets were closed, money wasn't coming in, so wasn't too much volume pumping. Very simple, right? Now today, why was there a huge spike on the AD pairs? Coincidentally, at this time that this news came out, again, this will explain all this stuff, all right? You want to look at day in the week so you can kind of anticipate what's going to be going down, what times to pay attention to, and what pairs to avoid or to pay attention to. All right. Again, I don't watch the news. I don't do none of that stuff. I don't rely heavily on the news. I just use this to acknowledge these times because, again, you want to understand what's going on at all times. You do not want to be in the market shocked or confused why price did this or why price didn't do that. You should know at all times what price is doing and why price is doing it. And if you can't do that yet, that's fine. You just gotta practice. But that is the ultimate goal. You should understand at all times what price is doing. All right, because if you don't know what price is doing, you're gonna miss out on some money. All right, again, just went over the gold. I went over this with the members yesterday. We went for a sell here. Those out on yesterday's live. We were waiting to see if price would break this level. Price did, but you see, as soon as price did that, it rejected. So, dropped the video for the members. I was like, if we can hold 2006's resistance, we can look for sales there. As long as we can hold that level, we're looking for sales. And those that aren't members, I've been talking about 2006 for literally like the past 2 weeks, if not longer. Just, you know, those that have been here. I don't expect anybody to go and try to go through the hours of footage to see if that's true or not. But those that are here, you already know that. But literally touched that level, then tanked to the downside. So if I didn't understand what's going on in the charts, or if I just get upset because I lost a trade when, again, there's no strategy 100%, then I could have missed out on not just making my money back, but making more, if not. All right. And that's the same thing. We had a similar situation with last week with, it was either GN or EN. I can't remember. I think it was GN. It was either GN or EN. But same thing, we went for a buy here, we hit some TPs, and then while we're struggling to break, it was either this trade, I can't remember if it was GN or EN, but same thing, same level, same example. So we're just gonna go on this chart. But we hit a few TPs. It's in the Telegram. Matter of fact, we might as well go into the Telegram. Excuse me. So let me scroll to the bottom. All right. So this is how we did last week. So we ended last week 14-1, 93% win rate. Caught a total of 27,562 pips. You click here, I'll take you to the beginning of that week. We ended the month 47-5 with a 92% win rate. Only lost 5 trades last month. Caught a total of 108,599 pips. 90,852 of those pips were strictly with the members in the advanced play signal room. All right. And again, first thing in the description, you'll be able to see all of that. So I believe it was last week. So we're about to scroll through here and double check all that stuff. So better scroll a little bit, scroll. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. I feel like it was last week, so we're gonna keep scrolling. All right, so you can see all these TPs getting hit. Blah blah blah. Ended that day 2-0. All right, so I think we're good in there. It was one, yeah. So all these people putting thumbs down emojis and all that stuff, which is cool. But if you're on the live, and again, we went over this. I'm not going to keep going over this, okay? Trading is a long-term game. And again, we literally, if we just scroll up, went 2-0 the day before. Then before that, went 5-0. Right? So if you went 7-0, not even that, if you went 9 wins in a row and then you lose one trade, that is still a good win rate. There's no reason to be upset about that. That's besides the point. We went over that on Friday, and I'm going to keep on being a dead horse. But anyway, so I went over this play, the EN. So we're going to go to EN. Because it was EN, it wasn't GN. It was EN. We'll go to EN. And again, I talked about this. It's recorded. It's dated. So if y'all really want to, because people are always asking for proof on certain things, go to the stream on the 27th is dated on YouTube, and the title has the 27th on it if you really want to see it. But I went over that on the live. I was like, if we can't hold this level, let's go ahead and go to that. I think it was this trade. Yeah, it was this trade here. I was like, if we can't hold this level, we're going to go to the level below it, and then we can look for buys there. What happened? Price attempted for literally 1 to 15-minute time frame. So this was a few hours. Price is attempting to break this level. You see it's trying. Then it rejected. You see it tried again. The stop loss got hit. Then it came back down to this level. And then you could have entered a buy here and made your money back. Okay. Same thing with gold. Right? We went for a sell. Rejected. Went back to retrace to the level above it. You entered on that level, made your money back, right? Because sometimes that is just the case, right? I'm pretty sure y'all had similar experiences. Y'all enter a trade with your SL, or you enter just a little too early. Right idea, just a little too early. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. We're just chilling right now. So prices are just chilling here. I'm gonna keep an eye on these pairs, but I would like to see some retracements happen. Again, we do got Euro news in about an hour. We got CPI. It's orange folded, but we could still see some reactions to the markets. Then at 7:20, which is an interesting time, we got some more news for the Australian dollar. Then at 10 a.m., we got a job openings for USD pairs. Then when market reopens, we got some unemployment rates for New Zealand pairs. And then all the way until Thursday, not even Thursday, so all the way until Friday, Japan's got a bank holiday going down. So yeah, it's gonna be like this. This is a regular week. Again, if you watch Friday's stream, if you haven't watched Friday's stream, I still suggest watching it because you can still learn some stuff from that. Not just about trading. We went over a lot of stuff outside. Well, it's related to trading, but trading wise, like actually in trades. Outside of that, we went over a lot of stuff outside of that. But looking at next week, we got some more bank holidays, but it's a lot cleaner. So yeah, we just gotta wait for price to do his thing in the news events this week. It's gonna be a lot smoother. But again, every new week and every new month and new quarter, there's always gonna be a bunch of reports coming out. And again, just like on Friday, just go through the month. Just go to the beginning of this month, look at all the red folder reports. Then go to the beginning of last month, go to the beginning of February, go to the first week of January, the first week of December, the first week of November last year. You're going to see the same news reports the first week of the month, every month. It's the same thing. Same thing. We have the rejection of US30. We have a possibility for a meltdown. Yeah. We never say US30 is definitely looking funky. And SPX and NAS can kind of do the same thing. And again, with trading, you don't always have to be in trades. I know that sounds kind of obvious, but it is okay to just watch a pair and wait for a clean setup. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to enter or try to catch every pip. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you want to look for high probability setups. Because that'll give you obviously a higher probability of price going your way, and it'll give you a higher win rate. You don't have to go for every trade. There are some setups that I decide to stay out of, and they do end up going my way, but that's fine because again, the goal isn't to win every trade. The goal is to make sure the trades you do take end up going your way. But we do have this imbalance here on NAS. So yeah, we can see I do see price hitting these levels potentially, but I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this week we either see the uptrend continue or we see some reversals happen. Same thing with gold, because again, with gold, we were very close to hitting all-time highs on gold. And those that was there, I know we talked about it. I called it. I was like, I doubt we're going to hit that because, again, those that was there, understand. But all I did was simply just look to the left. What happened last time price hit this all-time high? That's when the downtrend began, and we rode this entire downtrend, just like we rode this entire uptrend up. What happened the time before that when price hit this level? Same thing, huge reversal. So again, we don't control the markets. We don't got a crystal ball. So all we can do is reference what happened in the past. So if the last two times price hit this level, we saw a huge reversal, it's safe to assume that we could potentially see that happen again, or that price is going to hit that level. It's going to struggle a little bit to break that level. Because again, you got to think about, these aren't just numbers. These are real values. Like gold is a real thing, right? This isn't just a number. It's not just 1980. It's not a year. That's what gold is worth right now. It's worth $1,980, right? These are real values. So you got to think kind of like, you got to kind of think outside of trading. You got to think, I don't want to say business wise, but that's kind of how I think. Because I always think like business wise with a bunch of stuff, which is why I couldn't. Never mind. Let's go and get off topic. But again, you gotta think business wise and logically. One, we see from simple back testing. This isn't even no extreme stuff. This is just simply looking at what price did last time was at this level. Huge drop, huge drop. You know what I'm saying? But also you gotta think, do they want to make an all-time high? Do they want gold to be that valuable right now? Do they want to make gold that valuable? Maybe, but again, you got to think. Last time price hit these levels, harsh rejection. So it is possible because we were in an uptrend to hit that level, but you also have to anticipate the possibility of price repeating itself and seeing a reversal. Now, again, with the news this week, we can possibly see that happen, or this year that happened, because we are super choppy right now. But just the way price is looking, I am going to be looking for sales. Again, not really going to be looking for buys unless price can break and hold above 2006. That simple. Because as we see, literally, this is 2006, just like yesterday, literally all last month. Every time price at this level, if I can click it, every time price at this level, it rejected. First, we had a siege wall, drop, then price retested, wick. Then yesterday, same thing. So price is currently chilling right here. So I want to see price break and hold that level, and I want to see the downtrend begin. But just because I want to see that happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. So I still gotta patiently wait, watch, and observe. But that's really the game plan for that. And just slowly trying to make this way. And the fact that I reject this level, did it retest a big drop, will give us a higher chance of it breaking this level. But we still want to wait for those confirmations. But yeah, y'all, make sure to hit that like button. I know we ain't entering no trades, but it's not all about entering trades all the time. But again, if you don't know what you're doing, entering trades ain't going to really help you. GN did just break this level. So we're going to see how it reacts underneath here. Again, the last time price hit these levels, it did break above, but look where it closed. Rejected and closed right above this orange line, which is why we got that marked off. So we're going to see if it can hold. We already see it's kind of reacting, rejecting, but we're going to see if it can hold this level. New 5-minute did just start. So we're going to see if it can hold this level. Shout out to y'all in here. I know the views went down. It's funny, it always goes down when I'll be talking the important stuff, but it's all good. Those that are listening, y'all gonna see the results. Just from listening, you're gonna see some better results. But of course, you're not gonna see the actual results unless you apply yourself. But first step is you gotta listen to the information. But shout out to y'all still in here. Because the ones that's still in here, I can tell that y'all actually want to learn and take that seriously. Speaking of which, let me hit up. If you're watching, hit me up. Those are the sessions this week. Some of y'all already hit me up. But if y'all haven't hit me up, scheduling your sessions for this week. I'm talking about the people that have one-on-one sessions with me. Message me. I'm about to text one of y'all because I know one of y'all super busy. Don't forget to let me know what times this week. But yeah, make sure to hit me up. All right. Because in the beginning, I'm gonna message y'all just so we can schedule it. But at the end of the day, you got hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all paid for this, so take full advantage and message me. All right. Message me so we can set it up. All right, but some of y'all already messaged me, but there's a few of y'all that we still got to schedule either one of the sessions this week or both the days this week. So make sure to hit me up. But yeah, we're chilling. It did a nice drop. So I like to see it hold and a retest ideally. That's what I like to see. So we're going to wait to see how this 15 ends. so it's holding nicely so far. We want to see. Let's see if we can hold this level. Again, even if I enter this, I'm still going to keep in mind the potential retracement to above this zone. So like always, when you're in a trade and you're blue, do not let it turn red. All right, because again, you just simple math, but a lot of this stuff is simple math, but again, you have to take the time to do the math. So in the long run, if you get whipped down in profit or break even more than being blue and then letting all your profits go away and then stop loss getting hit, not only in the long run you're going to save more money, but you're going to grow your account a lot quicker and it's going to grow a lot more. And yeah, that's just simple math. You know what I'm saying? More break evens or slight profits compared to losses will just equal more profits. Because you break even or get whipped out slightly in profit, there are going to be those trades. You can always re-enter, or you know the next trade might be that big winner. Because you know every trade is not going to be a home run. You know you might just hit first base, second base, but again you still want to secure those bases. You know you don't just hit the ball and because it didn't go over the fence, you're like, oh dang, that sucks. Well, I'm just going to sit here then. No, you're still going to run the base. You're still going to secure that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the next person at the bat, that might be the one. You know what I'm saying? And the next person at the bat, aka is the next trade setup. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so new 5 minute just started. You know, not every trade is gonna be a home run. This was holding nicely. New 5 minute just started. Broke this ball to the retest. I'm kind of like that. Yeah, so we'll see what the next 15 looks like. I like to see a retest on the 15. That's what I ideally like to see. So I don't really like to enter off breakouts. So I'm waiting for this 15 to close. I do like what I see. Gold on the other hand. I'm looking at gold on the other screen. It tapped that level. And you see it's rejecting a level. Literally tapped it, rejected up. So we're going to see if we can break that level. I'm going to keep an eye on GM. It looks like it's trying to drop down. So we might enter this. Somebody read this play. I'm going to post a disclaimer. Well, me and the members haven't entered the trade yet. I'm still going to post a disclaimer. Things might pop off soon. I do like that. Again, we broke down this trade. You just joined. Rewind 5 minutes. That's what I would suggest. But again, we broke this down. We explained all the levels above. We went over the bigger time frame. We were explaining what's happening. So again, we do enter this. You got to understand, one, we make sure we secure our profits and not get greedy, because if not before New York, during that news, it's not guaranteed. Because I said this about GJ last week, and it didn't happen. It kept pumping. But it is a possibility that we could see reversal. So if you do enter, make sure take part, secure profits, whatever the case may be. But I would not be shocked if we see either when the news pops off some wicks hitting the levels above, or we'll see a reversal before news pops off. Kind of like with gold yesterday, right before the 10 o'clock news. That's when gold did that huge fake out, which was really what it was. This was literally like the 10 o'clock candlestick. or this was the 10 o'clock candlestick, one of these two. Polarity reversed up. People think, oh, buys, right? That's a huge push. But again, if you go in the bigger time frame, you would understand that's not really bullish yet. Literally tapped that level and dropped to the downside. And then someone asked me yesterday about strategies. I had a sell limit up there. That's besides the point. But I did put a sell limit up there. Because I know someone asked me yesterday what strategies I use or how many strategies I use. But yeah, let's go ahead and go back to GM. Let's not get sidetracked. So we got a new 15 about to start in about 40 seconds. But I do like this right here. Let's see what's next 15 does. Because again, depending on what goes down during New York, this could wick back up like this. But if it can hold these levels, we can see the downtrend potentially again. If it can hold underneath, especially if it can hold underneath if it can hold 0.160, you definitely see a reversal to the downside begin. If I like this right here. So I got a number in my head. Whether it hits that number, I would like to see a retest. It looks like it's trying to do that. So let's see. But I do like this right here. And again, members, these videos I drop, all right, the New York price watch list, let me just say this. Any video I post, watch it. Any message I post, read it. That goes for the free tyllionaire as well. Any message I post, make sure to read it. Well, if you're not interested in advanced but similar room, you don't got to read that post. But realistically, anything besides that, read. You know what I'm saying? And then if you are interested, make sure to read that because y'all be asking me questions. Again, I don't mind answering questions, but again, most of these questions can be answered. Or no, most of these questions are answered in the post. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask someone hit me up, asking me how much is the advanced play signal? I'm like, bro, the post says how much it costs. Now the price went up, but you know what I'm saying? If we go to, let me just scroll. Let's see, just scroll a little bit. Like it said the price right here, and every post will say that. Every post will say the price. Now that's just the monthly, the yearly, and the lifetime. You got to click the link to see. And again, even if you didn't see that, you click the link, and it will tell you how much this stuff costs. You know what I'm saying? Click the link. It's gonna pull you up to the link fly. I gotta update this, but again, you click all this stuff. It's gonna tell you how much this stuff costs. You just click it. It's literally gonna show you the price as soon as you click it. All this stuff. One-on-one session. The broker is gonna send you to the broker. Funded accounts. All this stuff's here. All this stuff is here. All right. Again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta just gotta read. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't mind answering questions, but I try to give you all the keys. All right. Mm-hmm. Oops. So get some stop loss. Yeah, so we're just waiting to see if it's going to retrace a little bit more because we like retracements. So we're going to wait to see if it's going to retrace a little bit more off the retest. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm still watching gold. Yeah, so we're just going to keep on letting it push up. Because again, it's pretty simple. I'll explain it. Because again, you don't know what you don't know. The reason why we're waiting is, again, if it's going to keep retracing, why enter? Because we enter now, it continues to retrace. We're going to get more drawdown than needed. And if we wait, we're going to have a better risk reward. And on the way down, we'll be able to catch more pips. Again, pretty simple. Waiting for it to break. Now we're going to see if we can hold this level. It is underneath this level of traffic. We're now going to see if we can hold this resistance and hold underneath this level of traffic. And if we can do that, we'll have a higher chance of catching some pips. Because it can do what it did with gold yesterday. It can break this level and reject. But if we can hold this level and you see signs of it trying to drop down, we'll have a higher chance and higher probability, again, keyword probability, of it going our way. That's what we're looking at right there. Yeah, so let's keep an eye on that. I'm watching gold too. Those just joined the stream. We haven't entered anything yet. It's a trade idea. I know I put it over, but we might enter it soon. Just waiting to see if we can hold this level. Just waiting to see if we can hold this level. All right, you see on the screen how we did last week, how we ended the month. Ended last week 14-1. This week we're 1-1 so far. Only took 2 positions on gold yesterday. Went 14-1 last week. We ended. Oops, let me scroll down. Ended last week with 27,562 pips, 93% win rate. We ended last month with a 92% win rate. Only took 5 losses, 47 wins. Got a total of 108,599 pips. Then last quarter, because we're in a new quarter, last quarter we let's scroll up. I kind of did it the long way. 1 second. I kind of just messed myself up with the scrolling. Let's move it over so we continue to pay attention. All right. Scrolling, see how we did it this month, all that good. I should have clicked the month. I don't know what I was doing. I kind of brain farted there. But we're here now, so it is what it is. All right, make sure to hit that first in the description, join the free Telegram. All right, but this is how we did this month. You see all the trades, all that good stuff. This is how we ended March. I'm trying to find the. I'll be scroll past it. I'll probably scroll past it. Where is it? All right, here it is. So we ended March with a 92% win rate, 59-5. And then we ended the quarter, which is January, February, and March, I know I posted that something. That was the giveaway. Here it is. Then we hit it January, February, March. 199 wins, 14 losses, 93% win rate. So in the span of 3 months, we only took 14 losses. Caught a total of 364,733 pips. 72,146 of those were strictly with the members and advanced play signal room. So we're off to a great start this year. We ended last month great as well. So then we're kind of right back where we left off. So now we want to see if we can hold this level and we're going to continue to drop to the downside. So that's what we're waiting to see if price is going to do. Because again, if we would have just entered here, we'd have been a drawdown right now. And now we can possibly have a better entry and a better risk reward if price shows us trying to drop right here. So we got about a minute. We got about 40 seconds before the next 5 minutes. We got about 5 minutes before the next 15. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm still watching gold, but gold's still respecting a level of support. And then the indices are kind of still in no man's land. So we're going to hold off on those until they get to moving. Yeah, so that's the game plan there. New 5 minutes about to start. I appreciate that. Like I said, so that's why I do these streams, because again, most of these channels or these traders ain't gonna talk about all this stuff. They're just gonna talk about profits. They don't really talk about how to get those profits. All right, that's why I be talking about pips. Now I'll show student results, but I don't show my profits for a few reasons. One, because this is insane how people want thousands of people to know how much they're making. Obviously, they don't show, all their account profits, because most of these traders have more than one account. Let's be real. So, that's not even close to what they're making, but still, like, I don't know. I just don't like, I don't know. That's just how I am. Like, I've never been, I like to keep silent. Let's just say that. But I'll show student results and stuff like that. And then again, I show results like pips, which is what's most important. But, people don't talk about that because, again, most of the people are salespeople. But pips is what's important, because you're not going to make me showing you what I made is not going to help you one bit. It's not, because you're not going to make what I make unless you risk the same amount I risk. But if we talk about percentages and we talk about pips, you can risk the same percent as me. You know what I'm saying? And you can catch the same amount of pips as me. So let's focus on that. And that's what's important, because pips is how you make money regardless. So you need to know how to count pips. So we're right back at the resistance level. So we want to see if we can hold this as resistance, or if we're going to reject and break back to the upside. So that's what we're waiting to see if we're going to do right now. So we're right back at this level here. So even if we were to enter that trade, we did not miss anything. Now again, sometimes it would continue to break to the downside. So that's why I was like, I have a number in my head. It's whatever comes first. And I say this all the time, whatever comes first, whether it hits that number or if it reverses for the retest. Because sometimes it doesn't reverse. It doesn't retrace immediately like we see here. But it's still worth patiently waiting. You know what I'm saying? Because, you're not going to be able to catch every pick regardless. So I have no problem waiting for some confirmations. Because, again, the more confirmations you wait for, the pickier you are with your entries, the higher your success rate is going to be. And I noticed that too. Because, again, y'all, it wasn't yesterday's stream. We literally scrolled back to last year. And compared to what I was doing last year, like last year I was calling it. One day I called 9 trades out. Like I was consistently calling like 7 trades out daily. That was during the summer though. That was during the spring and summer quarter though. But still, nowadays, I mean, last week I did call 5 trades one day, but that was in the span of 3 sessions. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little different. Last year I was literally only trading London and New York, so it's kind of crazy for me to call those trades out. But that's when I first started the business. I guess I had a point to prove. I don't know what it was. I had a chip on my shoulder or something because we was going crazy last year. But we got a new 15 about to start in about 50 seconds. We want to see what happens. All right, y'all still watching this stream? Make sure hit that like button. Make sure hit that sub button. And I totally forgot to put that poll up yesterday. I was distracted doing other stuff. I forgot to put that poll. So let's set an alarm. I think I set an alarm, but I thought it was an alarm for something else because I have a bunch of alarms that go off during the day to remind me to do stuff. I think I might have confused that alarm for something else. So let me set an alarm for an hour that I usually don't have an alarm for. Throw myself off. So we're gonna do that this time. We're gonna label it set post poll for YouTube. Speaking of alarm, my alarm's coming off now to start editing my videos. Alright, so we're gonna hop off in a second, but we're gonna see how this goes. So we see this candlestick went right back to the resistance level. And it's holding so far. We're about to see if it's gonna hold or reject. Alright, so again, perfect example of why you should always be patient. Yeah, we would enter that trade, we're getting a drawdown. Again, the drawdown wouldn't be too major because again, we're looking at the chart and we understand what's going on. But most people don't have these levels marked off, so you don't understand what's going on. And also, they're on too small of time frames, so these moves and retracements look huge compared to what they actually are. But let's see if we can hold this level. And if not, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna let it retrace because we like retracements. We're not against retracements. Yeah, so it's rejecting so far. Let's see if it's going to drop and turn red on us. Gonna see. And if not, that's completely fine. So like I said, those that have been here from the beginning, we already broke down and went over a bunch of the stuff. So we're already anticipating a slow chart day until possibly New York anyways, especially because of the big moves that happened during Tokyo session last night. So we're just chilling right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like always, you only look at some pairs and some charts. I'll pull them up. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem pulling up charts and looking at them. This is just a setup I'm personally waiting for, but I have no problem pulling up other charts, giving my opinion on them. Shoot, there's been times people are like, hey, what do you think about this pair? And I pull it up, and it's literally a setup, and we jump in on it. Now, that hasn't happened all the time. That's happened like a couple times. So people are like, what do you think about this pair? I'm like, all right, let's see. I pull it up. Sure enough, it's right at a perfect opportunity. We jump in there and we make some money. Yeah, so it's holding. You'll come in since the next 5 minutes. My bad, y'all. Responding to some messages now. So I'm quiet. I'm looking at the chart still, but you know what I'm saying. We know what we're looking for right now. You just joined the stream, just rewind like 5 minutes. You understand what the game plan is. But it's rejecting the level so far, but like I said, I got a number in my head. I'm waiting for price to hit that number. I'm also waiting for ideally this candlestick to turn back red. But it's doing a good job so far holding it as resistance. We're about to see. Oh, there it goes, turning red. We're about to see. By the way, the second channel is up and running. I dropped the intro video. I'm gonna drop some other videos for that later this week and make that happen. I'm gonna try to post at least 2 videos. The goal is at least 2 videos a week on there. So be on the lookout for that. All right, the second channel is going to be separate from trading. It's going to be going over a bunch of ways. It's going to be still about making money online, but you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of ways to make money online. I've been making internet money for a while now. Not full time, of course, because like I said at the beginning of the stream, I was working 2 jobs at some point. But I've been making internet money for a while on the sides. Like stocks, I've been doing that for a while. Like back in 2018, 2019, right before New York legalized marijuana. I forgot the company names because that was years ago. I don't care. We're keeping it real, but I did care back then. But those 2 companies that was about to be running the weed game out there, I invested in them like 3 months, 4 months before it got legalized and open. It was like $2 a share, but that first month, they went from $2 to $20. 3 months later, those $2 shares turned to $80 a share. When I saw that, it was over with. DoorDash, the state I stay in, I was one of the first 1,000 people to be on DoorDash. Like I was really on the waiting list before it was even a thing. Same thing with Postmates. This was before Uber Eats bought Postmates. We talking about other stuff online like freelancing, Fiverr. I was on Fiverr before it was even mainstream. Like I was always like finding things online. Then like ClickBank, bro. I was on ClickBank. I know ClickBank's been out for a while, but I was on ClickBank early. Obviously, it wasn't the first because I don't even know how long ClickBank's been out. ClickBank's been out for a while, but before it got super popular, I was making money off ClickBank, copywriting, all types of stuff. So we're gonna be going over all types of stuff, just different ways to make money off your phone or the convenience of your home while you're in your pajamas, chilling. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that channel is going to be about. It's going to be about ways to make money online, ways I made money online, internet side hustles, all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Probably will drop the link to that. I'm probably going to post that on my Instagram stories. I'll probably drop the link in that the Telegram as well sometime this week. The members already got that link. If you just joined this week or this weekend, like I told y'all, if you didn't already, to explore. So if you explored, you would have saw that link. But again, don't join the advanced play signal room and think you're good. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta, there's still stuff to read. You still gotta apply yourself. You made the first step of showing that you're somewhat trying to take this serious. And I say somewhat because again, you know, I say somewhat because you spent money and invested in yourself. But again, that's just the first step. There's still work to be done. You know what I'm saying? And again, all the tools are in there. There's literally hours of content, over a year worth of content in there. Lives, trade breakdowns, chart analysis. Also, the student member group chat. If you ask questions, you scroll, you probably gonna see a similar question you have answered, or you might see some questions answered that you didn't think about before. And there's also student results in there for motivation, all that good stuff. Literally all the tools are there. Especially when we do the New York lives. We go real deep in depth with some stuff. But Gene is holding his lowest resistance so far. I'm not going to jump the gun on it yet, but I do like how it's looking so far. Still looking at gold and SPX. Like I said, these things probably won't do nothing until New York, to be honest. Gold rejected that level heavy. Let me pull up and show y'all. So you tried twice, rejected. So I wait for the confirmations to see if price can break and hold. So yeah, we're just gonna be chilling. So I'm just gonna be paying attention to this pair. If we're keeping it real. And if I don't like what I see, I'm just gonna chill until New York. But this is the only pair I kind of like right now. Yeah. Still holding the sell from when I re-entered gold yesterday, but I'm trying to see what break that level. I'm still pretty good in profit. I got my SL in profit. It's not close to wicking me out though, but we want to see what happens. We see price just chilling right here. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this. Like I said, if we can break this level and continue to push past here, the previous low, it'll be a safe entry. But if I do enter this, depending on how the other pairs look, this might just be a members only play. Because again, they're always going to get the majority plays. So if I only enter one trade, they're going to get that one trade. But if I enter two, it won't be in the free center room. It won't be a members only trade. That's pretty much how it goes. The members get priority. They're going to get the most trades. And they're going to get the ones with the highest profit setups, I should say. That's pretty much it. I'm going to be dropping the price watch list for y'all, like you already know, in a couple of hours. I'm still going to be on the charts, but I got stuff to do, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Like I said, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Should be on y'all screens at the bottom. No, it's not. I got the other banner up. So let me put the right one up. There we go. Now it's on y'all screen. Playmaker _ ways to IG, TikTok, Playmaker way. All right. And again, if you're following me on TikTok and it's not a picture of me, it's a picture of my logo, my YouTube, make sure to follow my main page. I don't have it tagged in my on my backup page. I might put it there, but I kind of keeping off of it for now because TikTok be bugging. And I'm not sure. I know it's a mix of the TikTok people, but I know some haters be reporting my stuff too. So I'm kind of trying to keep that separate from my main page, even though it's the same content on both pages. But you get what I'm saying. But make sure to follow on my main because we're at 700 followers. I got 500 following my backup, and the math's just not mathing. We got 800 people in the Telegram. I got 700 people following me on one page, got 500 following the other page, the math's not mathing. And most of the people and some of the people in the Telegram aren't following me on anything, which is completely fine, because some of those people were from when I was running ads. I might start running ads again, but that's when I was first starting the business. But again, the math's not mathing. All right, so if y'all fucking with the channel, y'all made some money with me, if y'all learned something, you know, it's free. You're following people that ain't giving you any value. You can follow your boy that's helping you out. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Like I said, I set that alarm, so I'm going to post a poll later today to let y'all vote on what's the next video that's gonna be posted on this channel, because I haven't posted a real video in about a month. Man, because again, like, I don't want to keep repeating and posting the same stuff. And I was finding myself doing that. So, I mean, I can do that for views and stuff, but I'm not too worried about views like that. I kind of just I want my portfolio to be like a good, healthy variety. I don't want to be all a repeat of the same stuff. But of course, some stuff's going to be repetitive. But yeah, so we're going to see if we can hold this level. So far, it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So y'all just joined the stream. We went over a bunch of the setups we're possibly going to be looking for during New York. We went over the news, went over trading psychology, went over the charts, went over back testing, went over a lot of good stuff. So just join the stream. I recommend to rewind. Can't make you do it though, but that's what I recommend. But we're going to go ahead and hop off. All right, I'm going to see y'all same time tomorrow. London session 3 on EST. Members, you're going to hear from me in a couple hours. And hold on, let me scroll up. And yeah, so next candlestick, about 15 minutes, we got some Euro CPI popping off. And then 2 hours from there, we got Australian news. And then at 10 a.m., we got USD news. EST, by the way. I'm on the EST time, so it's going to be that time for me. But yeah, Mom out. See y'all tomorrow.